Hello, welcome to a Hazard TV video. And today is another episode of Ultimate Future of the World Season 5. Last episode, we saw nukes get made, and we also saw a lot of things in Russia, yes. Anyways, let's get into the video. So the first thing that happens is this Russian colony becomes a part of the Dominion of South Africa, as Russia is controlled by the Ottoman Empire, because the Ottoman Empire's king, well, emperor, if you remember, is now in control of Russia, so they get to decide what happens with their overseas colonies. Then, the Co-Dominion Nuke Land gets destroyed and the island floods. Right. The Latin Union unites with Peru, and the Latin Union's flag actually changes. The blue becomes a dark green instead of it being a light blue. Yes. Anyways, right. So, tensions between Rome and the Ottoman Empire rises quite a bit, because the Ottoman Empire used to be, well, the leader of the Mediterranean, but they're no longer are. And well, they go to war with each other. Britain gets involved. How can Britain get involved? They didn't even all board it. Nope. Hold on. There might be something wrong with the borders here. Okay. The borders in... Oh, yeah, that's right, Zanzibar. I forgot Britain had Zanzibar. Anyways. So the Ottoman Empire takes Zanzibar, Cyprus, Crete, this random island, Sicily, Sardinia, Corsica, these Spanish islands, and they also take the Suez Canal region from them. So at the moment, it looks like the Ottoman Empire is winning. And that is until Rome and Britain gets more help from Australia and not New Zealand, no, Indonesia. And well, In Indonesia, Bali gets taken. So does this island and Borneo. So Indonesia leaves this war. And then the Ottoman Empire also takes like most of Western Australia. So they leave the war. And while the Ottoman Empire takes the Red Sea, I think. Well, I think this is the Red Sea at least. They then also took all of this. Yes, and they're starting to become a lot more powerful in the Eastern Mediterranean. Which means instead of just focusing on the Indian Ocean, they can also start focusing on the Eastern Mediterranean Ocean. Even though they probably don't need to. Alright, so they signed a peace treaty with Rome and Britain. And all this is what the borders look like, because they just get what they took. Except for the Ottoman Protectorate of Islamic India, they get all of Indonesia. Which ends up becoming the dominion of Indonesia. Hit the pole and the flag. Apply, set for blue. There. Giving the Ottoman Empire more influence over the Indian Ocean. So you know, I reckon I'd say that they own basically all of the Indian. Well, they can't own it. They can only own up to 20. I think miles off their coastline. So yeah. I can't control all of it, but they control most of it. Anyways, the African Union gives up Eritrea to the Ottoman Empire, just so the Ottoman Empire doesn't invade them in the future, and they actually join their alliance, bringing Malawi and Algeria into the alliance. The African Union then annexes Malawi and Algeria, just to spread even more of their influence over Africa, making them the largest country in Africa. What are the largest countries? The Empire of Russia makes sense, and Brazil also going to make sense. Then the Ottoman Empire makes sense. The African Union makes sense. United States of the Americas. Yeah, I guess that makes sense. Once again, kind of makes sense. Australia, how is Australia bigger than Greenland? That's probably bigger than that. What's the smallest nation? Liechtenstein, 26, Dominica, 34 tiles. Okay. Anyway, so Rome annexes France, just so, well, they don't have to worry about the Holy Roman Empire invading them. However, that probably won't stop him. However, the Ottoman Empire leaves the Ottoman-Indian Treaty, which then becomes the Afro-Indian Treaty. Which then changes to the African Indian Treaty. The Ottoman Empire then goes to war with Rome again. They take southern, what would be Naples region. They also take Albania. The Holy Roman Empire actually gets involved. East Francia takes that, however, they have to give it over to West Francia. So West Francia would actually be in the west. Rebellions then happen throughout Rome. And while Rome signs a peace treaty, and well, the borders kind of become complex. And well, Rome eventually ends up becoming a part of the Holy Roman Empire. However, so does one of the breakaway regions, Aragon. Which is based in what would be the Catalonian region. However, the Ottoman Empire now has spread even further into the Mediterranean, and they actually sell some of their land to Carthage. They sell Sardinia and Sicily to Carthage. Carthage and Morocco join the African Indian Treaty, and then Castile and Portugal join the Treaty of Europe. However, that will be the end of the video. Remember, go to hazardtv.co.uk, get some Hazard TV merch, remember to like and subscribe, and until next time, peace.